Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Distinguished Alumni, Tommy Fowler.
I was fortunate to have my grandfather as a mentor. He flew 62 missions as the bottom gun turret operator on a B-24 Liberator in the Mediterranean theater during World War II. He taught me many things fishing on the banks of Big Lake, but one of the things he taught me never to miss was an opportunity to thank a veteran. So, to all the veterans and their family members in attendance today, thank you for the service and the sacrifice, because without that service and sacrifice, our country would not be as good as it is today. So thank you all. A lot of you won't be able to see this, but a good friend of mine, Weta Harden, gave me this picture when I was a young attorney. And she asked me the question, how does a turtle get to the top of a fence post? I said, I don't know, Weta. How does a turtle get to the top of a fence post? And she said, not without the help of someone else. I have this picture on my desk. Today is not about me. Today is about the people who helped me get here. Big Tommy, Coach Fowler, Dad. You weren't easy to play for. You were harder to live with. But in everything you did and you said, I learned something. I remember in the 5th grade, was at Valley View. We played Egypt, still at school then. Came back from a basketball game that night. He said, how did you all do? I said, we lost. The refs cheated us. He sat me down and he said, I don't ever want to hear you say that again. He said, in everything you do, there's always something else you could have done. Dad, that was the first and last time I ever blamed a ref for a loss. You've been Coach of the Year. You've won championships. You've won tournaments. You're Arkansas Softball Hall of Fame. All things that you won because of your efforts and your honors and your work ethic. And when I would ask you about it, you would say, they had to give it to somebody. Well, Dad, they had to give it to somebody. It just happened to be your son. Faye, Mom, Teacher of the Year, State of Arkansas, Presidential Award winner for science. So many lives you've touched. You balanced the work that Dad put us through with the love and the emotional support. You taught us not to see color. You taught us not to see disability. You taught us to see the love in everyone, that everyone has worth and value, and I thank you for that. I wake up thinking about that. One thing else that you taught me, Mom, was I may not be the smartest, I may not be the best, but I have the ability to work harder than anybody else. As a child, I saw you staying up late at night, making sure that your curriculum, your classroom, you were ready and prepared to make the best educational opportunity available for your students. I learned from that. Thank you. Patrick, no one was prouder to be able to call you first, Dr. Fowler. We've joked over the years about it was not easy growing up in the shadows of success of our parents. But we wouldn't do it again any different. 7 schools in 12 years for me, always a move up. Scarlet and Black was born into me. Dad played baseball here. Mom finished in 3 years, master's degree her 4th year. Coach Bill Davidson, the football coach in the 70s and athletic director in the 80s, was my great uncle. I was born to be an Indian and now a Red Wolf, and I'm proud of that. All of my connections all the people who helped me get here are ASU relations. Patrick, we climbed the Great Wall together. He has always been more fit than me. He made it up first. When I finally got to the 2,700th step, all uneven, by the way, of the Great Wall, I expected him to say, Tommy, I'm proud of you. By the way, he got there so long before me, he was dry. I was still soaking wet. The only other person I had passed was my mom, which was on her way up too. I thought he was ready to congratulate me, but he said, hey man, there's an older Chinese lady up here. She's selling certificates for making it to the top. We're the first ones today. Do you think we ought to get one? We did. We did. Pat, we've traveled the world together. We went to celebrate Mom's presidential award in Washington together. We danced on the Potomac with all the other teachers. Even though you were 21, you didn't want Mom to see you drink. You were sneaking around, getting a glass of wine from the other bar. We've tried to outdo each other. Who could tell the best Coach Fowler story? Who broke the sink is still my favorite. But I love you, Patrick. I'm proud of you. Alan Jessup and Robert Bryant, two best roommates that I could have. Alan, the economics major, works in banking still. We made a lot of meals together at Piero's. We did a lot of private catering together. We mowed a lot of lawns. Why were we push mowing, Alan? Why weren't we charging more than we were? All the marathon Monopoly games, you never won. Yet they put you in charge of a bank. Robert Bryant, my brother from another mother. We met each other when we were at Stuttgart and you were at Lone Oak. That friendship blossomed at Boys State. 31 years. I have finally retired, Warren. 31 years. Finished as the director. Rob, we've had the opportunity to touch and to teach and to lead thousands of young Arkansans, and I treasure every moment that I shared with you. They're not here, so we'll talk about them. A skinny Chuck Welch. A skinny Shane Broadway. We knew them when we were skinny. And now we share the Boys State Hall of Fame with them. Again, more lives, more branches, all ASU connected. Richard Carville, still serving on the commission for Boys State. Thank you for what you do and what you give, Richard. Rob, I don't know a better man than you. I love you. When I attended law school in Fayetteville, I showed up wearing ASU memorabilia. There was a young lady in the courtroom that walked over to me and very politely said, "Do you know where you are?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." Kristen, I should have married you in law school. But I'm glad you said yes now. And Lindsay, we have a new person to help us with Watering Hole, and I have your Red Wolf shirt for you. Because I know you know where you are now. You're home. And I'm glad not only to open mine, but my university home as well. HT, Warren, Roy, you shared your fraternity with me, and I thank you. HT, you believed in me. You wrote the support letter to Dean Miller to get me into law school. Warren, you shared your faith with me. You shared your love. You shared an office. You taught me how to practice law honorably. I owe so much to all of you. so much to this university. I never miss an opportunity to go back and speak to the Lambda Cause when they ask me. And I always finish with this story. The first time I went to Beijing, China, I was amazed at how busy the city was, how crowded it is, traffic everywhere, congested. And our guide was Professor Xu. And I asked Xu, how do you get anything done in this city? How do you get around? And he simply stopped and he looked at me and he said, walk with purpose. Walk with purpose. This was the last time I saw Xu. This was the summer of 2006. He passed away not long after that. But while Xu is gone, his message is not. Every day that I get up and everything that I do and everything that I say, I try to walk with purpose. And I try to teach the young Lambda Chi's that. And I try to share with them my walk started here at Arkansas State University. And it has gotten me to where I am today. And if they will take the opportunity to reach out, meet the alumni, meet their friends, take every advantage, hit it head on with purpose, their life can be as fulfilled as mine is. And again, I thank the university for everything it has done for me, for all the wonderful friends and people who I've met through this institution. I bleed red and black. In everything that you do, ladies and gentlemen, go forth and do it and walk with purpose. Thank you.